So let's go back to why you didn't reach out.
Am I in the hot seat? Is this the hot
Yeah,
seat?
as hot as it can get.
It's your girl Johanna Josue. What's up?
Do you have a passion for modeling?
Absolutely have a passion for modeling. Modeling is just more than looking pretty in front of the camera. It's more of an excitement. It's a passion. It's presence. It's technique. And I definitely have room to love that and allow it to be a part of me.
If you had to use 3 words to describe your style, what 3 words would you use?
3 words, I would use effortless, resilient, and sophisticated.
So which do you prefer? Runway modeling, print modeling, and do you feel you're equally skilled in both?
I love both, honestly. With runway modeling, it definitely has a special place in my heart. Allowing it to be a powerful thing with just telling a story through movement is just everything to me. However, print modeling is just as important. Capturing a timeless visual art is very much important as well, and a persona that not everybody can do. And I definitely feel like I've grown to, be skilled at both techniques for sure.
If you could model for any major designer, who would you choose and why?
Man, Queen Glitterati, hands down, okay? Her designs are bold, they're luxurious, they're iconic. Modeling for her designs is just everything itself. So definitely Queen Glitterati.
What is your goals for next year, and where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
So my goals for next year is to definitely expand Poise, and that's to continue to work with more models and definitely stronger, established people in the industry. I obviously see myself in 5 years working with global designers all around the world. I definitely feel like with the models that I'm working with as of right now, definitely have the potential to execute and just take us where we need to be.
What do you think of Queen Glitterati?
I think I'm truly inspired with just the reputation that she's had over the years and every design that she's curated. It's more so admiration when it comes to her because of just the trials and tribulations she's been with. She's been a mother, a mentor, a woman I've been able to look up to, especially with just her reputation in the fashion industry. So I love Queen Glitterati, so T to that.
Do you have any issues with Queen Glitterati that you would like to address?
Absolutely not.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How you doing? Give me a hug, girl.
Oh my
How you
God. Great. Better than you done stepped into the building.
Because keeping it real, somebody just disappeared.
Okay,
So what happened?
and cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Because
What happened?
absolutely everything.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely everything. You're not gonna take your shot.
I want to know what happened.
Far as
Let me start by saying this is first. Thank you for coming.
absolutely.
This is called Keeping It Real with Queen Glitterati. So we are here to keep it real,
Absolutely.
and I have some questions for her. Okay.
Am I in the hot seat? Is this the hot
Yeah,
seat?
as hot as it can get.
All right,
The
let's
hottest,
do it.
the
Let's
hottest.
do it.
I want to know what happened.
What are we talking about specifically?
Okay, so some of you may know that I have a show, a reality show that's called Models Mayhem
Yeah.
Atlanta. I was in a car accident right after the fashion show.
Yeah.
Our last day of filming as well. The premiere,
Yeah.
you showed up.
It was an amazing experience. Despite like the energy that I was getting from a few of the other cast members, it was very, at the time you were pregnant. So I was, you looked gorgeous. So
Thank you.
but at the time, it was just kind of like, I didn't want to stress you out with kind of like what was going on, because, you know, I've always came to you about certain issues that surpassed the other models. So I was just kind of like, okay, well, we're at the premiere, you know, I'm not, you know, it's just kind of like the energy with the other models. I wasn't going to, you know, come to you about that, because honestly, I was truly there. My intentions coming to the premiere was just truly there to just kind of see the showcase of the show and just see like our milestone. Even though the competition experience was great, but like because of, you know, the other models not having the best energy despite like the drama that was going on, I felt like, you know, it had been a long time since we had kind of came back together, and that animosity was still there. So I was just kind of like, y'all gotta chill, because like what, you know, we've came so far with this experience. So I was kind of like, you know, appalled with just kind of like the energy that I was getting. But then again, I wasn't surprised, because it takes a lack of maturity to actually like prevail and like grow from that. So I was just kind of like, you know, I came with my guest, and we were just really there to just see, you know, the milestone that we went through. And it was fun, honestly. I didn't allow that to, you know, take advantage of, you know, I didn't allow that to just kind of like made me feel no type of way or nothing like that. I truly enjoyed the experience. Everyone looked great. Reese was there. Some of the other models. Yeah, I love Reese. She was just such a good light. She had a baby, so she was super happy, glowing. And you know, the models who didn't like me, they was there chatting around. You know, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
That's right.
So, but the models who came, and you know, Mark and all of them, they were truly just, you know, it was super exciting to just see everybody, especially after the years after, you know, getting casted and, you know, filming. So it was nice.
You mentioned Mark. Now, you guys were close. What happened with that?
Mark and I, we honestly, life. I think, you know, I've been traveling for the past, you know, few months. So it's just kind of like I'm not able to, you know, keep in contact with everybody. But like if I hit up Mark to this day, like he is still there, and he's like super high energy, etc. Like, you know, we still there. That's still my bro. I still love him.
Okay, so you and I both know, a few of you guys actually know, is that I fired my personal assistant some time ago.
Oh wow.
And don't I surprised?
I am surprised, because I didn't know that.
And
I didn't know. No, I didn't know that I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was up for that position.
I said I fired my assistant.
Oh, you fired? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jasmine.
Okay, Jasmine.
Yes.
So we name dropping. We keeping it real. Shout to that.
So I noticed we had a radio
our podcast. Yeah, our radio interview with our podcaster.
Yes. No, for the show.
Yes.
And you said some things to me.
Yeah.
What did you say to me?
Regarding what? There was a lot being said. Okay, so I do believe, I do.
We don't got to say exactly
what was said.
But basically you came to me.
Yeah.
In regards to what Jasmine has said. Correct?
I mean, ultimately, I think around that time, like we were all kind of going through trials and tribulations, and I know that that was your close friend at the time. So, you know,
she wasn't a close friend. I only know her for a year.
So that I think she was in your circle where she was working. Yeah, she worked for you, and she, you know, was helping you, and she was close to you at the time. So that being said, when she had reached out to me regarding a few things.
After I fired her, she reached out to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So after you fired her, which I didn't know. After you fired her, I mean, I think like, you know, she had reached out to me regarding a few things, and ultimately, like, you know, I've known her through you. So that being said, my loyalty is to you. So if anyone who says anything regarding you, I'm going to address you about that because that's just the right thing to do in that aspect. So you know, she had reached out to me about some, you know, things that she wanted to address me about. And everything that she told me, I truly wasn't mad.
I believe that Jasmine believed that I would go to you and tell you what she has been saying. Jasmine was not the only person that complained. Keeping it real.
Ooh, that's what we do here.
Jasmine was not the only person that was was coming to me in regards to Josue.
Right.
The whole time of us filming, there was always complaints.
Oh wow.
About Josue.
Oh wow.
Jasmine did not like you.
I'm high maintenance.
So that's why I'm confused. I'm not so confused because maybe she, you know, sometimes when you get fired or your relationship no longer works out, you feel like you got to run to the person because they might tell on you. So I feel that's why she did that.
She reached out.
So the whole team came to me.
Yeah.
The makeup hair team came to me about you.
Oh wow.
They just felt like you were just I guess real arrogant.
I mean, with the thing is
about a lot.
I mean, with the thing is with the hair and makeup,
they felt like you thought you was better.
So the thing is, I personally don't feel like I'm better than anyone, right? I don't think I'm better than anyone. I think when it comes to the hair and makeup, I'm a person who, you know, has my own personal style that has, you know, but when you're in a fashion show and hair and makeup's provided and you have no other, you know, when you have nothing else but to lean on the hair and makeup.
Right.
I didn't, not one thing, you know, not one time that I fixed my hair or fixed my makeup. You know, if anything, if I was dealing with a makeup artist, I would get to know them. Oh, like how long you been doing makeup? So ultimately, when it came to the arrogancy with the hairstylist, I've, you know, been in the industry or the fashion industry for a while. So whenever hair and makeup is provided, I always give tips and tricks because I believe like the hairstylists and the makeup artists who were there, a few of them weren't as experienced. So I know what makes me look good. So if I like a brighter eye, I'm like, hey, put a little more concealer over me, you know, contour me. Right. So, you know, I was kind of giving tips and tricks and, you know, certain people like corrective criticism. Some people don't. Some people be like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Don't, whatever. And because obviously they're working for you and, you know, it's a production, they're going to give you feedback. But I never felt like I was better than any of the other models. I felt like we were all equal. We were all competing for the same position, competing for the same amount of money, you know. So I didn't think I was arrogant or better than anybody. It was just kind of like, I know what makes me look good. And I'm just kind of like, hey, I want to look as good as you think you're going to make me look good. Make me a better eye. Contour me. Put a little concealer. You know, like it was just little things like that. But
so maybe it was more like being that she's very close to them. Maybe it was more like a domino effect.
Possibly. It was a domino effect. And I feel like I definitely, you know, curated, you know, like relationships with a few of the artists, you know, because some of them knew what was going on during you know, the casting or during the, you know, being on set, like they knew what was going on with the drama. So I had, you know, curated relationships with some of them. So for Jazz to feel like, you know, I know she was kind of your assistant at the time, was kind of giving you that feedback. I don't think, I'm not a problematic person. So that being said, like, I don't think like it was anything like super drastic where it was like, oh, Joe's a problem. It was like, hey, like, I like what I like. And if you can do what I like, you know, as a client that's working under a third party, then do what I like. I like I like a bright eye. I like a contour. That's what I like. Do what I, you know, and that's just what that was.
Okay.
But.
So you were supposed to call me to give me a call. Never happened. What happened?
When was this?
Right at the radio station that we did.
At the radio station.
I told you said you're gonna call me. I said yes, call me. I text you. Damn, I should have.
Please bring the F.
And then I called you.
What, Queen?
Then I hit you up on Instagram, and you have not reached.
Queen.
Why haven't you reached out?
Queen. So for one, on Instagram, I'm not always on my DMs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not always on my DMs. I always.
So let's go back to why you didn't reach out.
With the reach out, I mean, hey, I know that you're also
healing,
okay. And you're also a working woman. So that being said, you you know, there's a time, there's a place to reach out about different things. And then also, like, I had already surpassed the drama. So for me to call you and be like, hey, this is what was said, or this is the drama, like, it's just petty to me. I don't want to call you regarding bullshit that's going on, because if it ain't giving you money, it ain't giving me money, it ain't relevant.
Okay.
You know, so it's just kind of like, I already, you know, you're at a different standard. So it's just, that being said, and my energy right now is like, I'm not gonna call you on no bullshit. Okay. You know, excuse me, even though we keeping it real.
That's right.
But like, I'm not gonna call you on no shit that really don't serve me and you, because at the end of the day, people gonna talk and life gonna go on. That's so, right.
So the question is,
yes,
do you have a problem with Queen Glitterati?
Absolutely not. It's admiration. It is admiration. Like, absolutely. I'll give you all the respect when it comes to the reputation you have, you know, your designs, everything, you know. Like I said, like, I don't have any problem. You actually have put me on a pedestal when it came to the reputation that you've had and the opportunities that you've given me and given the other models. So when it comes to an issue, I have no issue. You've been my mentor. You've been my mother. You've been a guidance towards me. Even though, you know, through those trials and tribulations, you may not absolutely remember everything we've gone through. But since I've met you day one.
You know what's so sad? I didn't realize, you know, a TV eye is a motherfucker. I'm telling you that right now. Because I was just like, where do I know this girl from? At first, I had no clue who you were.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who was this person?
Yeah.
And then, you know, my doctor kept saying I need to go back and keep looking at videos and pictures and stuff. And when I saw the video, I was it was my fashion show, but at a different location for a show.
Yes.
And
yes.
Like, wait, is that?
Yeah,
Josue?
I was wearing the yellow chili. Yeah. Yeah,
I was like, how did she even get? I was at a point to where, how did she even get on the show?
Yeah.
Where did she come from?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the first time I've ever walked for your design. It was at a beautiful fashion show, and I was wearing your yellow piece, and it had the flare and just the glitter and everything, and I was just so amazed by these designs, because a lot of the times Atlanta designers, they be having the tag. This wasn't no tag. This was stitches.
Handmade.
I was amazed. I was like, oh my God. Like, this woman really made her shit. And like, I got to serve walking down, this runway. So, from that point, I followed you on Instagram, and I just been trailing you, you know, throughout your process. And you basically posted you were having a casting call for a upcoming TV show, and I was like, oh, I'm there. And then you spot me out, and I was like, hey, I walked for your design before. My name is Josue. Like, and you literally just took me under your wing, and
I tell you,
it's just been organic since.
I don't want to be jealous.
Oh my God!
You are one of the best on the show.
Thank you so much.
Let me just say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, with that being said, you have one question.
Oh God.
Because it is about being, you know, keeping it real.
Yeah.
And my guests are here to keep it real with me, and I'm here to keep it real with them as well. So you have one question to ask Queen Glitterati. And what is that question?
My question for you is, how do you keep it organic when it comes to competition, right? You know, when it comes to being unique and authentically you as a designer, and then you as a mother, because you're not only a businesswoman, but you're also a mother. So how do you balance that cycle when it comes to just being authentically you, healing through this, you know, through this trial tribulation? Like, how do you just overcome this whole situation?
First and foremost, I always have to keep it straightforward and honest.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot do anything without God.
Amen.
So I say God first. Always, 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 always God first. My kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
I move, even after my car accident, I keep moving because I have I brought these kids into this world. So it starts with God, my kids, and then just the passion that I have in myself. There are many people that believes in a lot of things.
Right.
I believe in God.
Amen.
I also believe in the power that we have within ourselves.
I agree.
That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I speak life into myself every morning. I teach my kids, to do the same as well. Just the drive, the passion. My kids keep me going. When I tell you, they keep me going. But yeah,
that's really.
We'll have this conversation again.
Yes, we'll have it again. Closed doors for sure.
Yes.
But no, I find that very much moving and powerful because, I mean, absolutely God. But then, like you said, the power within yourself, because at the end of the day, we're all individuals, entities that have power within ourselves, and God moves within us. So I'm so blessed with that. Yeah. Cheers to that.
So cheers to keeping it real.
Keeping it fucking real.
Can you tell our listeners where to find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at Josue on Instagram, and of course follow me everything poised at __.pose.